Hello everyone, this is Ryunma here. Hey, this is the best lit one I think I've ever done. Pretty much. Things came up over the course of Monday and Tuesday night, so that's why I didn't leave any reviews. Just getting my head right there, sorry, for How Deep Is Your Love and Darjeel With It, but so, long story short, this here is a double review consisting of my review of both episodes combined into one video here. Let's just scroll to the top. In these two episodes, we seem to be focusing mainly on the Ryan and Stephanie or Carrie and Devin relationships at least once an episode. Hardly a surprise, seeing as they are the only remaining canon straight couples. Starting with How Deep Is Your Love? Ryan notes in this episode that his parents are often fighting. Now I get it. I love you, Nibrows. Seriously, Devin, is that whole idea any more cliche? Heck, practically everything about the best friends is their side story is cliche. What's that you say? You say the ice can. Wait, what's that? You say the contestants will be ice yachting in their swimsuits? Woohoo! It's about time we got some fan service from this season. It was just heck, I don't think we've gotten any fan service since we left behind the wait. The very least we haven't gotten any fan service in All Stars or Pocateo Island. We were starving for it. Too bad that even though we got some in this episode, it's too bad we didn't get a really good look at any of the hotter contestants. Ooh, and Stephanie and Devin were fighting while Harry and Ryan stay friends. That totally adds a new dimension to their increasing dynamic between the two teams. Though, oh, I just realized. With Ryan and Stephanie being eliminated at the end of Darjeel With It, that leaves Stephanie and Devin free to awkwardly bring themselves together, as we all know they will. And during the challenge in Russia in How Deep Is Your Love? Who would have ever guessed that anyone would think of something as basic as breaking someone else's headlamp in an underground challenge? You'd think the ice dancers would be a bit more intricate, especially given the complexity of the other sabotages they've doled out over the last 4 or 5 episodes. Could Emma's desire to help beat the ice dancers possibly lead to her actually working with the Alliance? But then again, how often do alliances really work out on this show? Or maybe they could finally be changing up all the old Alliance tropes with this new series? Their biggest, and frankly only problem at this point seems to be Emma. The Villain Alliance, meanwhile, is doing just about as well as you'd expect a Villain Alliance to do. It seemed a mite bit on the nose to have the cadets going home after they received 2 sabotages, one from the brake cutting by the ice dancers, and one from MacArthur's, who'd you call it, being stuck to the trash can. I was glad that they weren't going home, but more on that in a minute or two. Back to the challenge, I very much expected for Ryan to give his ball to Kitty just despite Stephanie at the top, so I was quite surprised when that didn't happen. Just when I think I've got Devin pegged, he surprises me, or so says Carrie. Would that be foreshadowing, or is it irony? I was shocked and terrified when Sanders broke her arm from MacArthur dropping her down on the shaft. It was so amazing to see MacArthur feeling guilty and giving us some insight into her Freudian excuse. The excuse for why she's always so pushing forward and winning and focused on winning. And I think it's about time that Sanders finally snapped on MacArthur. She's kind of been asking for it ever since she implied Sanders was dead weight in episode 1. But on my second viewing, there was something I realized. The daters' interactions with each other in this episode provide an interesting commentary on relationships in general. Everything needs to have its positive sides and its negative sides. In going from the totally in love daters to whatever they are now, Ryan and Stephanie are actually deepening their relationship by finding and accepting its faults and downsides. You're welcome. And on to Darjeel With It. Here, between the two remaining canon straight couple storylines, we start with the more aggravating of the two, unfortunately. Devin, just yell "I love you" over and over again with your eyes closed until she gets it. I've never been in love before, but how difficult can it be to tell someone you like that you like them? All they can do is say no. Sure, it'll hurt, but pain passes. And I love how MacArthur's still as egotistical and as macho as ever, even when she's trying to be humble and nice to try and make up to Sanders. And the villain alliance falls apart, just as expected. I found it odd that Emma would be against cheating against the daters, yet she had no problems cheating against the Adversity twins in Finland. And will there be any episodes before the finale where the ice dancers don't try to cheat? Going by these last few episodes, I'd say no. Animation-wise, we also had another great animation on the tea leaf baskets slowly filling up in Don's example. Like the reverse of how we saw the pot of pork and beans decreasing in that prairie one in Alberta. I forget the name. And I have to give the ice dancers some serious props for managing to sabotage the other teams when they weren't even all in the same place. And once again, we see another old, tired, completely worn out, can't hear someone saying they love you cliche with the train whistle there. It's almost painful to continue watching their charade of a relationship continue. Or so I thought. I was amazed when Devin revealed that he'd heard everything. Not using a stinking failed love confession trope for possibly the first time this season? High five, total drama writers. High five. Could this mean that we'll finally see the end of this train wreck and have Devin and Carrie get together next episode? I mean, we're down to the last few, and there's only so long they could keep us waiting for what we have seen coming since day one. I know Don said they had to fight their way past all the animals on the train, but I sure hope that didn't exactly imply hurting them. That counts as abuse in my book, and I'm pretty sure Canada has a PETA. It's probably way more influential and effective than ours is, too, it being Canada and us being backward America. Given that we still needed the ice dancers as antagonists, it soon became a foregone conclusion to me that the daters would be the ones going home this time. And is it just me, or did the way the daters lost also seem... did the way the daters lost seem awfully similar to the loss of Jeff and Bridget from TDA, in that they spent too much time being distracted by each other to really remain game effective? I doubt they'd have carried too much. There's no way they would have brought too much drama with them anyway, having fixed their relationship problems. But I touched on that an episode or two ago. Anyways, that's about all I could say, because I have a cuckoo clock that goes off every hour, and it's almost 6 o'clock, so I better finish or else we'll hear the cuckoo clock get in the way of this video. Thanks for watching.